Hello viewers, on today's news. Maritime disputes across the vast South China Sea have ratcheted up in recent years, as an increasingly assertive China militarizes disputed islands and confronts its regional rivals over their competing claims in the strategically important and resource-rich waterway, bracketed by China and several Southeast Asian nations. Parts of the vital economic passage are claimed by multiple governments, with Beijing asserting ownership over almost all of Theater Way, in defiance of an international court ruling. Over the past 2 decades, China has occupied a number of obscure reefs and atolls far from its shoreline across the South China Sea, building up military installations, including runways and ports. Competing claimants, such as the Philippines, say such actions infringe on their sovereignty, and the United States agrees, regularly sending its Navy destroyers on freedom of navigation operations close to contested islands, leading to fears that the South China Sea could become a flashpoint between the two superpowers. The 1.3 million square mile waterway is vital to international trade, with an estimated third of global shipping worth trillions of dollars passing through each year. It's also home to vast fertile fishing grounds, upon which many lives and livelihoods depend. Much of its economic value remains untapped, however. According to the U.S. Energy Information Agency, the waterway holds at least 190 trillion cubic feet of natural gas and 11 billion barrels of oil. Who controls those resources and how they are exploited could have a huge impact on the environment. The South China Sea is home to hundreds of largely uninhabited islands and coral atolls, and diverse wildlife at risk from climate change and marine pollution. Beijing claims indisputable sovereignty over almost all of the South China Sea and most of the islands and sandbars within it, including many features that are hundreds of miles from mainland China. The Philippines, Malaysia, Vietnam, Brunei, and Taiwan also hold competing claims. In 2016, an international tribunal in The Hague ruled in favor of the Philippines in a landmark maritime dispute, which concluded that China has no legal basis to claim historic rights to the bulk of the South China Sea. China has ignored the ruling, Manila says. Beijing continues to send its maritime militia to Mischief Reef and Scarborough Shoal in the Philippines' exclusive economic zone. In the southern portion of the sea is the Spratly Island chain, which Beijing calls the Nansha Islands. The archipelago consists of 100 islets and reefs, of which 45 are occupied by China, Taiwan, Malaysia, Vietnam, or the Philippines. In the northwestern part of the sea, the Paracels, known as the Xisha Islands in China, have been controlled by Beijing since 1974. Despite claims from Vietnam and Taiwan, China has built the world's largest naval fleet, more than 340 warships, and until recently, it has been regarded as a green water navy, operating mostly near the country's shores. But Beijing's shipbuilding reveals blue water ambitions. In recent years, it has launched large guided missile destroyers, amphibious assault ships, and aircraft carriers with the ability to operate in the open ocean and project power thousands of miles from Beijing. The U.S., however, has condemned China's recent actions in the contested sea and threatened to intervene under its mutual defense treaty obligations if Philippine vessels came under armed attack there. Thanks for watching, and please subscribe to our YouTube channel.